So I think overnight something's buried something in my veg plot. I raked this over last night. Bit of a pigeon. I think we must have a fox. Ooh. Nature, wonderful. Right, so still getting used to the self-isolation thing, but it's time to sow some more veg, and we've got plenty of time to do it. So I've got a little plot here, which is probably about the same size as a lot of people who perhaps never grown veg before might want to start with. So it's only about 6 foot by 4, probably about the size most people would have room for. So I'm going to put a little bit of fertiliser on, put some gloves on for this. I always like to use organic if I can. Can't always, but if I can. So got some rock dust, which is just a sort of soil to remineralise the soil, because I've grown things in here quite a lot and the plants just take the nutrients out. So this is literally ground volcanic rock, which has got lots of minerals in it. Then some blood, fish and bone, which is probably a mistake if we've got a fox, but I'll give it a try. I'll probably be digging this up tonight. Get down low because there is a little bit of a breeze. This is quite a good general purpose organic fertiliser, so it's got all the nutrients in it, but it's slow release, so release the nutrients over several months. It's the life of the crop really. It's just a case of incorporating it into the surface really. Keep down low so I'm not digging holes with the rake. But you could use whatever fertiliser you like. Grow More is another popular one. Not organic, but it's popular and it does the job. Chicken manure pellets, very good. Sheep manure pellets, anything like that. The soil's already had some compost in it. So these are rainbow chard. I showed you these in another video earlier. I like to sow them in cell trays so you can see what colours you're getting. So we've got yellow stems, there's red, there's a few pink as well in there I think. But if you grow them in a tray you see what colours you're getting. But perhaps because I haven't sown the whole packet, I think I've tended to get mostly red. But never mind. These are biennial, so they'll flower next year. So they'll grow all this year, flower next year. So that means you could be picking it all this year, just individual leaves as you need them. Quite big plants, quite substantial. Perhaps 18 inches tall, maybe a bit more. Next year they'll go to seed and turn a bit bitter, and that's the time to pull them up and throw them away. But by that time you can have sown some more, so you've virtually got this all year round. So it's a really good value crop, and it just wants planting about 8 inches apart. And I always use a trowel as a measure. The trowel's roughly 8 inches, so just going to dig a hole. Now the difficult bit is getting them out of the cell trays, so just squeeze the bottom there to ease them out. You can see they've got nice roots. They tend to grow, it's only one seed, but they'll throw up 3 or 4 seedlings sometimes, usually 2 actually. This is a good one, it's got 3. So they're not actually seeds, they're clusters. They're related, very closely related to beetroot, and that's exactly what beetroot does as well. So with these, you don't split them up, you just put them all in as one. Got some nice roots there. So just literally pop them in, sow back round, and firm them gently. You get your trowel. I'll probably plant these a little closer because it's a small bed and I want to get in as much as I can, so I'll just use my trowel as a measure, and I think I'll put them about that far apart. What's that? That probably is about 7-8 inches actually. There, and you've got your board as a straight edge as well, bit of a guide. Again, squeezing the bottom of the tray. ease them out, pop them in. Nice red stems, those ones, so that's going to be a nice bright red colour. You can get one called rhubarb chard, which will be all these bright red ones. This variety is bright lights, and this is a mixture. Again, use a trowel as a measure, pop them in. I suppose if you wanted to, and if you had a better mix of colours than I've got here, you could alternate them, or make sure that you plant a mixture of colours so you haven't got all red if that's not what you want. And that's what we do, just keep going. Make sure the soil's not, this time I've got a yellow one. It's really nice in the sunlight, isn't it? Pop that in. Soil around it. Light firming, and that's it, you just keep going like that. So in a row, so I'm just going to move along. Use the trowels and measures. Of course, you don't have to sow them in. Don't have to sow them in trays like this. You can just sow them straight in the ground. But these were sown in 3rd of March, so it's quite early and it's still very cold and wet then. So I thought they were better off in trays. So if you've got a couple that are a little bit weedier than others, or perhaps only one germinated, no reason why you couldn't put a couple of those together. Plant them in the same hole. Doesn't really even matter if they're not the same colour, although I think we've got 2 red ones there. So you can get some colour on the roots. Tend to reflect the colour of the stems. A little bit pink there. Tiny one in because it's one of the few yellow ones I've got. But you could actually eat them just at that size. So once you've planted them, all you need to do then is give them a good water. You might get slugs and snails interested in them, so probably a good idea to do whatever you like to use, whatever you like to use for slugs and snails. So might be pet friendly pellets or slug traps, or the nematodes that you can buy. But that's probably the only thing that's going to worry them at all. Maybe birds, so I might just put a little bit of netting over here for the pigeons that we get, and maybe the fox that buried half a pigeon in this plot before we started. So that's Chard.